7 News starts now, live with breaking news.
And good evening. Tracking the breaking news, we've just gotten into the 7 newsroom. The teenager charged in a deadly shooting at Tanglewood Middle School will be tried as an adult.
That student was 12 years old at the time of the shooting when Jamari Jackson was shot and killed. Of course, this was a major development in Greenville County Schools that happened in March 2022, right in the hallway of that middle school. Jackson was also 12 at the time of his death. Of course, 7 News is going to follow developments on this story closely this evening, so keep it on 7 and on WSPA.com. Also
breaking tonight, the Greenville County Sheriff's Office has charged a man for the death of a 10-year-old. Deputies say they responded to Paris View Drive for a call of an unresponsive child January 12th. The coroner's office says Ivy Stowe was taken to the hospital and later died there. They say her cause of death was the combined toxic effects of fentanyl and xylazine. Deputies say Stowe's uncle, Zachary McClure, was arrested today, charged now with homicide by child abuse. He's now in jail with no bond. Clemson is arriving at the arena in Los Angeles right about now as the Tigers get ready to knock off number 2 seed Arizona in the Sweet 16 tonight. 7 News Sports Director Pete Yanady is joining us with a look at this crucial matchup. And Pete, it's been a while for the Tigers, right?
It's been a while since they were in the Sweet 16, Amy. That was back in 2018. There is a crucial matchup within the game, as you noted, the battle inside. PJ Hall for Clemson and this guy, Oumar Ballo, for Arizona. He averages a double-double, nearly 13 points, 10 rebounds a game. Hall will bring his 18.5 per contest into the ball game. And, well, keep in mind, P.J. Hall has been prone with foul trouble throughout his career and this season. And he knows not being overly aggressive will be vital to his success tonight in containing the big for the Wildcats.
Probably just not put myself in positions to get those early fouls and dumb fouls. You know, I do my work early and make sure I'm putting myself in positions to succeed, you know, fighting early and stuff like that. And also, as corny as it sounds, sticking to your fundamentals, you know, not using your hands, using your elbows and forearms and stuff, and making sure you're not grabbing. All the stupid stuff that gets you those dumb fouls, try to stay away from that.
It happened against Baylor, and no doubt it's been a conversation piece coming into this one. Ballo, by the way, unlike Hall, has not fouled out of a game this year. Tigers and Arizona tip it off just after 7 p.m. on Channel 7. Winner of that game plays the winner of Alabama and North Carolina. We will have that as our nightcap this evening as part of CBS's coverage. USC's women practiced in Albany at the arena there today. Had a Friday afternoon's contest against Indiana in their Sweet 16. Tina Pow, number 0, one of the newcomers in the squad this year, has embraced playing under Dawn Staley.
She just teaches discipline, and you know, she's all about discipline and the standard, and that's helped me grow as a woman, and I really appreciate her for that. And obviously the job's not done, and I'm just really grateful to have her in my court.
Gamecocks are 2 wins away from making a 4th straight Final Four. It would be the 6th under Staley. By the way, an Indiana team tonight, they'll play out of the Big Ten. Earlier this season, they faced a Big Ten team when they knocked off Maryland by nearly 40 points. Of course, it really doesn't matter what conference you've come from when you face South Carolina this year, as USC goes in tonight unbeaten, just like they were at this point in the season last year.
All right, Pete, thank you. Of course, the fans are getting ready to watch all the action tonight. Our Taylor Farmer spent the day in Tiger Town and is standing by live now with how those fans are getting excited for the tip. Taylor.
Hey, that's right. Excitement is building here in Clemson as the Tigers get ready for Sweet 16 action tonight. Now, we hung out downtown all day catching up with fans who tell us this game is special.
CLEMSONTIGERS.
All eyes are on the Tigers as people filled the streets of Clemson with excitement. A few chants, a few Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers. And a whole lot of Tiger pride.
Everyone's been very excited. We haven't been in the Sweet 16 in a long time, so we're very pumped.
The last time the Clemson men's basketball team made it to the Sweet 16 was in 2018, and students who are now on campus weren't around to experience what that was like.
I know a lot of people are looking forward to it, just because it's never happened before. But it'll be exciting though.
One downtown business owner tells us in his 30 years of hospitality, he has never seen Clemson athletics this successful across the board, bringing in tons of customers celebrating.
Last weekend was one of the best non-football sports weekends I think Clemson has ever had.
Many students tell us after Sunday's 72-64 win over Baylor, they've been anxiously awaiting the next game, hopefully able to watch the Tigers come out on top.
We need a Tiger win today. We need them to go all the way.
How do you think the atmosphere around campus will be if the Tigers win?
Oh, it'll be insane. Absolutely insane.
All the people we talked to said they had plans to watch the game. Local bars say they're preparing for an influx of people.
We will have every TV in here will be on our game, and the sound will be on. We will have a full staff behind this bar, which will probably be 6 bartenders, 2 managers, and a bar back. It's really good for the students to have something positive like this, and Clemson's a family, you know.
Well, if you didn't make the trip out to LA, here in downtown Clemson, maybe the next best spot to watch the Tigers tip off against Arizona tonight in the Sweet 16. For now, live in Clemson, Taylor Farmer, 7 News.
Taylor, thanks for that. You know, to that point, the only place you can watch Clemson at this point, tipping off at 7 o'clock, is on this very TV station. We've got complete coverage after the game on 7 News at 10 and 11 and online at WSPA.com.
Yes, you have no excuse not to watch us tonight. Chief Meteorologist Christy Henderson, meantime, keeping an eye on the Easter weekend that is just about here, Christy.
I know, hard to believe, Amy, and we've got a nice warming trend on the way today. A little cool out there, definitely breezy as low pressure is to our east, high pressure off to our west. However, now that this system is out of the way, our skies have had a chance to clear in most areas, and clear skies and chilly temperatures are on the way for us overnight tonight. Right now, we mainly have mid to upper 60s across the upstate, some 50s in western North Carolina. By 9 o'clock, most areas are down to 50, so look for a quick cool down this evening, but very quiet weather. Lighter winds overnight with 30s going into tomorrow morning. We'll check out that Easter weekend forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
Christy, thanks. We've learned more about an intersection in Spartanburg County that neighbors say is dangerous with dozens of crashes each year. 7 News' Elise Devlin has more from neighbors and first responders.
Data from the Holly Springs Fire Department shows this intersection here is responsible for 30% of the accidents that they've responded to in just this year alone. In 2021, an accident was fatal, and neighbors who live here say they're frustrated that something has yet to be done. To some Holly Springs residents, 2 stop signs can be the difference between life or death.
We've been here 20 plus years, and in those 20 plus years, we've seen numerous accidents right here at this intersection.
The Holly Springs Fire Department says in 2021, multiple crashes took place within weeks of each other, including one that killed a 10-year-old boy. But 3 years later, nothing has changed. Hampton Road is a county road and has 2 stop signs that were put up by Spartanburg County. However, with Little Mountain Road being a state road, neighbors are hoping the Department of Transportation will consider making the intersection a 4-way stop.
When we do have a wreck there, which is not terribly often, but it is generally worse, and typically it has something to do with somebody thinking there's a stop sign or not a stop sign. This year alone, accidents at that intersection have been 30% of our wrecks, which that was kind of an astounding statistic for us.
In Spartanburg County, Elise Devlin, 7 News.
We did, of course, reach out to the Department of Transportation, but we're still waiting to hear back. If you were stuck in traffic on 85 this morning, we can explain why. DOT does tell us there was a disabled vehicle close to exit 51A, backed up traffic for 8 miles. The incident closed the far left lane.
And developing now, South Carolina has some mystery money, nearly $2 billion, and state lawmakers don't know where that all came from. The total is $1.8 billion to be exact. South Carolina's Treasurer's Office sent a statement saying, in part, determining the proper ownership will take time. We're told that they have to figure out if the funds are already committed and have specific uses for various state agencies. We talked to people who say they're very surprised that this amount of money went unnoticed for so long.
$1.8 billion. That's hilarious. Okay, that's a lot.
It's hard to wrap your mind around something like that.
No kidding. This matter involves both the Treasurer's Office and the South Carolina Comptroller General's Office. State Senator Larry Grooms of the Low Country has opened an investigation to figure out how this happened.
Continuing coverage now, the living conditions at an apartment complex in Spartanburg. Community members rallied to the support of these residents of the Robert Smalls Apartments at the council meeting this week. 7 News has heard from people living there for months. Many said they didn't have heat during the winter, used their ovens or space heaters to stay warm. There have been complaints about mold, lack of wheelchair ramps. Council members say they will work with residents and the developer.
What has been going on at Robert Smalls for the past 10 months is irresponsible.
I am hearing all of these things, and it sounds like a horror movie to me. And I am hoping that this city will never allow this builder to come back in to build anything in the city. I do not believe that the builders would have done this if these were not low-income people.
We are concerned with Robert Smalls. We may not be moving to the speed that, some of the residents would like, but we are concerned with Robert Smalls, and I can't say that enough.
Spartanburg officials say the developer has agreed to replace the HVAC systems.
Facing harassment and other issues, state leaders are concerned by how frequently election officials are leaving their positions. With the November election coming up so fast, we could see significant changes before we vote. Michael Hyland has the story out of North Carolina.
Running our elections is a major undertaking and under heightened scrutiny.
The turnover of election officials is happening across the country.
Karen Brinson-Bell is executive director of the North Carolina State Board of Elections. She's concerned by what she's seen in counties across the state as elections directors leave their jobs.
The difference, I think, is when they have that opportunity to retire, are they willing to see us through one more big election? And it's just, the fuel's just not in the fuel tank for some of them.
In the last 5 years, she says North Carolina counties have changed directors 58 times. 7 already have retired or resigned this year.
In an environment that has become more hostile, there's more harassment towards election officials. And, also we have seen a tremendous amount of change in North Carolina election laws.
More changes could be on the way. Republicans are appealing to the state Supreme Court to implement a new law that will restructure state and county election boards. They'd be evenly split between Democrats and Republicans and take power from the governor to appoint people to them. A lower court struck down the law as violating the separation of powers.
We sort of knew that going into it, so our argument will be that the Supreme Court should overturn what was a bad precedent.
Republicans say the move will lead to bipartisan decision-making, but critics fear gridlock.
We need opportunity to really have some consistency in our funding, in our workforce, in our training, and see this election through.
Michael Hyland, 7 News.
Brinson-Bell says more is expected of these workers, including being up to speed on cybersecurity concerns and combating false information. For almost a third of county election directors, this will be the first presidential election that they oversee. As the Biden administration becomes more critical of Israel's handling of the war in Gaza, they are once again inviting top officials to Washington. We have the latest.
And we saw cooler than average temperatures in a lot of areas today, but a big warm up is in the forecast for Easter weekend. We'll take a closer look at what to expect coming up in a few minutes.